We're going to go ahead and find all the solutions to secant squared of x plus tangent of x equals 3 within the interval of 0 to 2 pi. So 1 full revolution around the unit circle. All right, let's first write our secant in terms of tangent. So it means we have an equation that is only in terms of one trig function. So secant squared is the same thing as 1 plus tangent. So 1 plus tangent squared. I'm going to write the rest of it, plus tangent of x equals 3. All right, let's go ahead and write this in descending order and bring the 3 over. So I have tangent squared of x plus tangent of x minus 2 equals 0. All right, let's go ahead and factor this guy. So I got my two sets of parentheses. My first two terms must give me tangent squared. So tangent x. And these two must give me 2, so 1 and 2. But I want a negative 2 and a positive tangent x. So that means this is going to be a positive 2 and then a minus 1. And let's check that. This right here, if I multiply this, gives me negative tangent. If I multiply the outer one, that gives me 2 tangent. So 2 tangent minus 1 tangent gives me my positive tangent. So it works out. Set each factor equal to 0. Tangent of x minus 1 equals 0. And over here, tangent of x plus 2 equals 0. Let's isolate the trig function. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. And here I'm going to subtract 2. All right, so we're only looking from 0 to 2 pi here. So this one, could just look on the unit circle. And knowing that those two values will give us pi over 4. Oops. Pi over 4 and 5 pi over 4. Now, this one's a little interesting right here. It's not tangent of something is negative 2. You're not going to find that anywhere, right? You're not going to find it on the unit circle. So when we run into something like this, that's when we want to take the arc tangent of both sides. Okay, so we're going to do something like this. So I'm going to take the arc tangent of tangent of x, but then whatever I do to the left side, I must do to the right. So I'm going to take the arc tangent of negative 2. Okay, arc tan. There we go. And I could have used inverse of tangent, right? Remember, arctan and inverse and tangent are the same things. I'm just going to use arc this time. Okay. Well, we know that these guys are inverse operations, so that's good because now we get x by itself. And if you do arc tangent of negative 2, your approximate, right? Because these are just, now they're going to be decimals. It's going to be negative 1.11. Okay, but if we look at our criteria, our answers have to be between 0 and 2 pi. Okay, and if you multiply this out, that's between 0 and just take your calculator and multiply 2 times pi, and you're going to get 6.28. So we're trying to find answers between 0 and 6.28. So as you can see here, negative 1.11 is not within the interval of 0 and 6.28. So what we have to do is this. Yes, this is true, but what do you add to this to get the next value? Meaning, what's the period here, right? Well, the tangent has a period of pi. So if I add pi to negative 1.11, and of course I'm going to use my calculator here, so it's going to turn pi into a decimal. If you do that, then that gives you 2.03. 2.03 is within this interval, but don't stop there. Add another pi to that. If I add another pi, if I take this answer now, and if I add another pi, I'm going to get 5.17. So these are the two answers for x right here. That's going to give you negative 2, because 2.03 and 5.17 are within the interval 0 to 6.28.